Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Ohio Real Estate and my weekly Redfin live update. I appreciate you joining me wherever you are. If you're watching live or on the replay, I definitely appreciate you watching. And so please comment. This channel is all about, interaction. I want to understand what's happening in your local market, and it helps me understand the markets better, what's happening in the United States on the ground level. And it also helps, the viewers that are, watching from maybe your neck of the woods or maybe thinking about moving to your area. They'll understand kind of what's happening. So anyway, the more interaction, the better. Please comment. Got a lot of great comments already. Just in the short time I've been doing this Redfin live update, but we'll get into it quickly. The schedule is that we're going to do the national update. Then we're going to do the Columbus, Ohio update. And then we're also going to look at some specific markets. So we had a viewer out of Hancock County, Ohio. Ohio has 88 counties, I think. And so one of the counties has a viewer that watches and wanted me to dissect Hancock County. So we're going to do that. We're also going to do some other major metros. So probably going to do like Houston and do some areas in California, maybe Phoenix and New York City, some areas up in the Northeast that have just been on fire. So we'll do that. So that's the schedule. And then obviously you have any comments during the live or any questions, or you want me to analyze a city, let me know. So again, may have said this, maybe I didn't. Jason Ferrier, Ohio Real Estate. Thank you for joining me. Like, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for that. All right. So theme of the market right now, folks, is, can you see this back here? Price reduction. Price reduced, right? I busted out the price reduced sign. I do have those. People think realtors just, oh, we're greedy. We like the highest price possible. But, price does sell property. That's how it works. If it's overpriced in a normal market, it won't sell. Likely. It likely won't sell. So price reduced. There's a lot of price reductions right now. Sellers are definitely cutting their prices. Even in my tough market of Columbus, I'm seeing people, I'm seeing sellers cut their prices. I am seeing that. But prices are still up overall, though that hasn't changed, unfortunately. But the price reduced sign is out because that may be needed even here in Columbus at some point. You never know. All right, so let's get to the national update. All right. Apologize for the delay. You know what? We'll do this one. I'll get this right one day, folks. All right, so this Redfin update, the article goes, the typical home is selling for less than list price the first time that has happened in late spring since the start of the pandemic. So you go all the way back to 2019, 2020. That's, before the pandemic, I guess really early 2020. The homes are actually selling for less than 100% of the asking price. Right now, they're 99.7. So it has been a trend over the last few months, but now it's like a year-over-year difference, finally. So it's been happening now for a while that people aren't paying 100% of the asking price. That's market specific, though, because here in Columbus, that's definitely happening. I think it's over 100, at least it was last week. So I'll just read a few highlights here. The typical U.S. homes sold during the 4 weeks ending June 23rd sold for 0.3% less than the asking price. This marks the first time the typical home has sold under list price this time of year since the onset of the pandemic. So we know that, right? This time, the typical home sold for exactly its list price 1 year ago and roughly 2% above its list price 2 years ago. We'll see that in the data in the charts. But yeah, homes in general are selling, the people aren't getting as much as they're asking. They're certainly not getting over asking, generally speaking. And what's interesting is asking prices continue to go up. And that could be an inventory mix. right? It could be more expensive houses listed than less expensive houses listed. And I hear people say, particularly on YouTube, like, hey, more expensive houses are selling. It's not the lower price ones that are selling. That's true, but that's because there's not inventory of the lower price houses. Again, every episode, whatever you want to call it, every week, I ask people, tell me where there's affordable houses that are like move-in ready, at past FHA, and are priced under the median in your area that are sitting, not moving. I want to know if that's happening. I haven't had anybody tell me that yet, but I want to hear that. If you hear that, then you know, oh, okay, wheels may be starting to, come off the bus a little bit, because if affordable houses aren't selling, like investors aren't picking them up, and first-time home buyers aren't picking them up, then you know that there is a danger that, man, that inventory is like, that's prime inventory that's not moving. That's a problem. So tell me if you're seeing that. I haven't seen that yet. So additionally, just under 2/3, 32.3% of U.S. homes sold over asking price during that period. So only 32.3% of the homes are selling where the buyer is basically paying over the list price or over what the seller is asking. The likelihood of homes selling below asking price is rising because there's more supply than demand, at least for certain types of homes in certain parts of the country. Right. The new listings are up 8.2%. That's not a ton year over year, while pending home sales are down 4.3%. So that difference, that's like a 12-point swing, right? 12.5-point swing, I guess. And so if that's true, then that means, yeah, there's a lopsided amount of demand versus supply. But again, that it's, at least for what I'm seeing, it's not an affordable housing. So affordable houses still moving fast. Tell me if I'm wrong. If they're priced even remotely well, I would think an investor at least would pick them up. Some institutional investor, right? If they're just move-in ready, FHA, let me know. All right. Buyers are shying away due to high housing costs. No kidding, right? The median home sale price is up 4.9% year over year. So median sale price up again, $397,250. So there's no relief yet in the median price of homes because, again, there's not a lot of inexpensive homes out there that are available to buy. So when homes do sell, typically they may be in the higher price categories. Although luxury homes, there are some luxury homes that are sitting too because they're not priced reasonably, maybe. That does happen too. They actually say here, that's hilarious. Maybe this isn't funny necessarily, but I think there are excuses. They always use like Easter as an excuse, or like, snow and cold weather is an excuse, but it says record-breaking heat is another reason some buyers have taken a back seat. I've heard some clients say it's too hot out. It's so hot outside, I don't want to see anything. But if they're in Phoenix. Okay, I get that. But if mortgage rates were lower, I doubt heat would be keeping buyers away. Well, pro tip, by the way, if you're a seller and you have an empty house and you have an air conditioner in the house and you're a miser with the electric bill and you decide to keep the electric off or the air conditioner off when you're trying to sell the house, you're selling yourself short. Nothing better than walking into a nice cool house if it's hot outside. So if you're a seller, keep the AC on. You don't have to keep it a fridge, but keep it like, 72, 73 degrees, something where people walk in and go, ooh, it feels good in here. That just helps sell it and it's easy to do. Redfin agents say both buyers and sellers should be realistic about prices in today's market. Very good. That's 100% accurate. Sellers shouldn't overprice, and buyers should know they may be able to negotiate, but only if a home has been on the market without much activity for at least a few weeks. And I'd like to know, comment, tell me, are you seeing houses that are move-in ready and FHA? Or are you seeing luxury houses sit? Maybe you're seeing that. I'd like to know. Some buyers think they can get a deal because they're hearing the market is cool, and some sellers think every home will sell for top dollar no matter the condition. Said Margie, I'm not going to try her last name, a Los Angeles Redfin premier agent. In reality, everything depends on the house and the location. The hottest properties in the area are either move-in ready or complete fixer-uppers. The homes in between, those that are pretty nice but not updated, are sitting on the market longest. Interesting information. Sellers of that type of home often benefit from making cosmetic repairs before listing, which we can offer through Redfin Concierge service. And buyers who do encounter middle of the road listings without much wow factor should consider trying to negotiate. That's interesting. In general, I tell people many times not to do much to their home unless it's like, I guess if it's an easy like upgrade, sure. But in general, you don't really know what the next person's going to do. So it's a cost benefit analysis. Like if changing the ceiling fans is going to bring you another 50K in value or selling price, okay. Or 10 grand, maybe. I guess I don't think it would, but okay. And then, but if at the same time, you don't know what ceiling fans that people even want to put in after you. So maybe you let them do it and just get the house sold. Maybe that's the way to do it. Sometimes it is. All right. Let's go through the leading indicators. Daily average fixed mortgage rate, 7%. It's still over 7. A lot of people think 7, right below 7 is the magic number. Like if you get to 6.99, mentally people are like, oh, it's 6% interest. That's good. I'll take that. And that kind of unlocks demand a little bit. Some people think. I was talking to a mortgage broker today. A loan officer today, and they shared with me they thought it was like maybe below 6. Like if it was in the 5s, then you would see a difference in demand, much more so than even just below 7. All right, so the mortgage rate is up from a 3-month low of 6.97, but last year, look at this. Last year it was 6.91. But the 5-month high was 7.52. So just 6 weeks earlier, we were at 7.52. I think before that, a few months before that, we were at 8. So it's definitely come down a little, but it's kind of just leveled off at 7. Mortgage purchase applications increased 1% from a week earlier. 1%. Woo, right? Down 13% year over year. The funny thing about bad numbers are that if you it's down 13% now, it's been down like 14, 16, 18% year over year, but it keeps getting less and less because you keep recycling the data over and over again year after year. So at some point this will be down 5%, even though it still sucks, right? It's kind of funny. Redfin Homebuyer Demand Index up 5% from a month earlier. I'm not sure how they gauge or how they get that, except they say it's a measure of tours, home buying services, and from Redfin agents. So maybe people are more active with Redfin agents, I guess. Touring activity up 27% from the start of the year. At this time, it was also up 15% from the start. That's a difference of what? 12%. So it's up 12% year over year, I guess. Unchanged from a month earlier are the Google searches for homes, down 15% year over year. People are looking for homes less, we know that. Median sale price, $397. All-time high, they say. Biggest increase since March. That's not good that it actually increased more. Median asking price, $414. Biggest increase since October 2022. Median monthly mortgage payment, a lot of money. It's just right at the high, $2,700, $2,800. Who's counting at that point? Pending sales, 85,000 pending sales. And this is where we're gaining inventory. New listings, 100,000. Active listings, 953,000. And so you're gaining listings because there's 100,000 new listings hitting, but pending sales are only 85,000. Pending sales are down 4.3% year over year. Months of supply, this is ticked up now. You can see that there's definitely a difference happening. You're at 3.3 months of supply. That's 0.6 points above last year. And you're creeping up on 4 to 5 months of supply, considered a balanced market by a lot of people. But again, if those houses are all luxury homes or homes that nobody wants to buy because they're kind of, they need renovation, is that really good inventory? It's probably not for most people. So a lot of people still feel like the market's very tight. Share of homes off the market in 2 weeks, 41.4, down from 46%. So homes are sitting longer, obviously. Median days on market up 4 days year over year to 31 days. I think the days on market in Columbus right before the pandemic was like 35 or 45 days, something like that. I have to go back and look. it sounds right. So, you know, we're kind of getting back to normalcy, which is great. You can take your time and actually look around for a house, maybe coming up at some point. Share of homes sold above list price, 32%, down from 36%. So homes in general aren't selling above list price as much as they used to. Share of homes, the price dropped 6.7. I got my price reduced sign over here, right? So share of homes with a price of 6.7. I mean, that's good, right? You're more people discounting their homes. Average sale to list price ratio, 99.7. Yep, some little discounting going on. All right, metro level highlights. Anaheim, Nassau County, New York, New Brunswick, New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, West Palm Beach, Florida, all had the biggest year-over-year increases. They almost all stay the same every single week. The same locations. I don't know, these locations are crazy. Crazy growth in home prices. San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, and Fort Worth, Texas, all Texas locations. I'm not sure I've seen that before with that many. 0.8%. Fort Worth, Dallas, 0.9%. Austin, 2.5%, and San Antonio, 2.5%. Declined in 4 metros, median sale price, all in Texas. Wow. San Jose, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, Anaheim, and Cbus, Ohio, right where I live or close to it, 30 miles or so away from Columbus. Those were all the most increased. They had the most increases in pending sales. So more activity. I mean, San Jose is just rocking. I'd love to know if there's an agent out there, whoever sees my channel would. I'd love to know what's going on in San Jose. Are agents just killing it? I mean, pending sales are up, and new listings are up. So inventory is churning. Houston, West Palm Beach, Atlanta, San Antonio, Miami all had big drops in pending sales. That will definitely build inventory and lower prices eventually, right? Less sales, more new listings. Chicago, Atlanta, Detroit, Minneapolis, and Portland all had the lowest new listings, the fewest new listings, I guess you could call it, and a big drop. 7.6, 7.5, 2%, 0.8, and 0.4%. Look at that. That's not good. No inventory is not good. All right. We all know that, though. Now let's do the weekly data, and let's dive into... Oh, no, I skipped this, didn't I? Sorry, guys. I'll go back to the chart. My bad. All right, so the charts for national. 4.9% year over year to $397,250. I mean, that's it's crazy that the median price keeps going up like that, right? But it does. It does. And I mean, it's it would really have to, like, even a 5% correction, which would be a big swing, right? That's a 10% change. If it went down if it was a 5% drop in home value year over year, it would have to be a 10% swing because we're up 5%. So just a 5% drop in home value, though, wouldn't make much of a dent when it comes to a 50% increase over the last 4 years. It just wouldn't. So, you know, there may be some discounting going on, but going back and seeing 20 or 21 levels may be a challenge in most places. Median asking price, look at this, keeps going up, 6.1% up, $414,000. Home buyer housing payments, $2,785, obviously way elevated compared to the last couple of years. It's just nuts how much houses are now with payments. Pending sales down 4%. That's not getting much better, right? It's way under all the last 4 years, right? Last 3 years, it's horrible. And if you're in the business like me, you know it's slow. It is. Well, it's slower, I guess, overall, but if you prospect and if you do your job as an agent and market yourself correctly, you'll find business. You will. There are people who want to buy and sell right now. I mean, I have a few listings and I have several buyer clients. I'm very busy right now as an agent. All right, let's do new listings of homes up 8% year over year. Not enough. Need much more. Because look at this. Active listings leveling off. Up 16% year over year, but If it doesn't increase all of a sudden, folks, you're going to be under, what's that, 2022. You'll be under that. And we're heading to winter when you wouldn't think inventory would increase. So it's not looking good for inventory overall. I mean, there are pockets that have exploded, but overall, it's not a massive change. 3.3 months of supply. That has increased, headed towards maybe a more balanced market of some sort. 41% of pending listings under contract within 2 weeks. So again, homes not selling near as fast. I mean, look at that compared to, what is that, 2000? They don't say. I think that's 21. It's like, look at that, over 50%. Homes sold in a median of 31 days. So definitely takes longer to sell houses compared to the previous years. Look at 22. It was, look at that, down. It was like in 18 days at this time. Wow. 32% of homes sold above list price. Again, that's an outlier too. If you look at it, look at 21. Well, heck, look at 22. Back here, it was like 55% of homes sold above list price. 6.9% of homes have price drops. Look at that, right up, straight up in the air. But you need that if you're going to have a market correction at all. You're going to have some type of price discovery. Average homes sold for 99.7% of final list price. We know that. And Redfin Home Buyer Demand Index, all of a sudden spiking up. Don't know if that means anything. Probably doesn't. All right. That's what Dana had to say from Redfin. All right. Now, weekly housing market data. Let's go. Well, we're going to start off in Hancock County, Ohio. That was a request from a viewer. So let's do that one. And this chart's all over the place, right? Because in a small market with not a lot of, that cleared that. In a small market with not a lot of activity, the chart is kind of hard to read. But let's see what we can find with Hancock County. All right. So yeah, charts all over the place. Let me see. Let me take out 21 and 22, make it a little easier to read. Median sale price in Hancock County, Ohio. I don't know if I've actually ever been there. I've been to many places in Ohio. I'm not sure I've been to Hancock County. $233,000 median sale price. So, I mean, and it's gone kind of all over the place if you look at this. Is that a record? Or I'm sorry, did we hit a record recently? It looks like you did. Yeah, you did. Back in, what's that? June of this year. Looks like you hit a record at $247,000. So prices are down, but I wouldn't read too much into that because the chart is up and down like a yo-yo. So, I mean, just a drop from a week to week, I wouldn't read too much into it. But it looks like it's floating around the mid 200s, or, you know, like $225 to $240 is median sale price. All right, new listings. Let's look at that in Hancock County, Ohio. Down 30. Look at this, folks. Down 30% year over year in new listings. Now, there's only 18 new listings, so not a lot of new listings to choose from, but 30% decrease in new listings. I mean, that's definitely a difference. Pending sales, or houses selling, they're down 30% of pending sales as well. Wow. Let's look at active inventory. Down 14%. Many places are up year over year with active inventory, but not this county. Wow. Okay. Well, inventory seems to be pretty tight there. Median days on market, 42.30. Look how many days on market. I'm wondering, this is a complete guess. I'm wondering if there's a lot of farmland there, or I'm sure there's a lot of farmland, but I'm wondering if there are a lot of houses on the market with, 100 acres, 50 acres. Those houses can take a while to sell. There's no doubt. And they can sit. Months of supply. 13.9 weeks of supply. That's a little over 2 months of supply. So it's still kind of a seller's market there, or it is. So that's what I'm seeing. It looks like it's a seller's market. A lot of that based on the weeks of supply. But houses are taking 42 days on average to sell. So there's just not a lot of new listings, it looks like. Inventory looks tight. Okay, let's do Columbus. I skipped that one, folks, accidentally. To do the viewer one. And you can come here to Redfin anytime you want and do this. Just go to the data center and you can look at that. You can look at county, you can look at metro, any of those. All right, here we go. This is months of supply. Let's look at new listings first. All right, new listings. Columbus, Ohio, up 5.8% year over year. Not tremendously amazing. Let's look at active inventory now. Active inventory up 13% year over year. Again, a lot of that are homes that either people don't want because they're destroyed, they're in flood zones, or maybe they, they're just overpriced. Or they could be really unique too. You're seeing that, like homes that are super unique. That like if they like ones I saw one today that looked like a log cabin inside. You walk inside and it has it's brown, has the white lines, so it looks like a log cabin. That's unique. People are gonna have to renovate that probably. They don't have to, but a lot of people would. So they have to get that money to do it, and that money is expensive right now. All right, let's look at median price. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Median price, Columbus, Ohio, $355,990. Oh, that's new listing median price. My fault. Oh no, this is even worse. $354,000. I mean, this quite frankly, this is ridiculous to see this median sale price go up like this week after week after week in Columbus. I mean, it's happening nationally, but my gosh, I think we eclipsed Houston. I think Houston's like 350. We'll see here in a second. But 354 for Columbus, Ohio. It's ridiculous. Let's look at median days on market. No change there, like 35 days. See, it's actually higher than the national average. National is like 31, right? It's taking a little longer here to sell a house than it does nationally, I guess. Months of supply, 9.8. So just over 2 months of supply, right? So weeks of supply is 9.8. So that's just over 2 months of supply. That's not getting any better. Price drops. Price drops are escalating. We're at 6.2% of active homes with price drops. So that's about where the national number is. It's a little less. I think national is at 6.9. Okay. Well, that's Columbus. Oh, well, that's not getting any better for buyers or investors. Like, people who want to buy property, like, I'm obviously an investor, and it's challenging out there. And you want to see the market balance. You don't want it to be so unaffordable locals can't play. All right, let's do Houston next. We're into Houston, Texas. Let's do median sale price in Houston, Texas. Look at that. It is $349,000 Houston, Texas. Columbus, Ohio, $354,000. I never thought I would see that. I just don't, didn't think I would see it. All right, let's do active inventory. How's this doing in Houston? Wow, up 24% in Houston. 24%. There's 29,000 houses there for sale. Jeez. That's a lot. That's a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a big price change. Let's go back to median price. Median price hasn't crashed at all in Houston, though. I mean, look at that. It went down a little bit, then shot back up. It's been going up steadily, it looks like. New listings, that's up 11%. So at some point, median sale price has to react to that. Price drops must be huge in Houston, I'm thinking. $8.3%. Yeah, national 6.9, up 2.7% year over year. Look at that spread. People are just discounting like crazy. Price reduced back here, right? They need those signs out in Houston. Price reduced. It could just be a matter of people just pricing their home too high because they're used to that over the last few years, right? You literally just put whatever price you want. There were several times, I'm not kidding you, there were several times where I would give a range that I thought the client could consider listing a house for, and I gave them examples, and they would price it way beyond that. And I would caution them and say, I don't know, that seems like, just look at these comps. Because, by the way, I always want the client to decide where they want to price the house. That's not my decision. That's their decision. And so it's like, hey, here's what the comps say. And they go, oh, I'm going to price it here. And you're like, no, wow. Then boom, you get it offers and it's full price sale. So people were used to that. And now they have to kind of change that mentality. Yeah. Months of supply, 16 weeks, which is 4 months of supply. So Houston's actually a balanced market. Who knew, right? So, hey, so Travis at Real Estate Mindset, he's been on here a couple times on my live, or if anybody talks to him, whatever, have him look at this on his Redfin update, because he's at 4, I don't think he ever mentions like exactly Houston and brings this up like this, but he's at, a buyer's market, or not a buyer's market, a balanced market. But he's at 4 months of supply. That's pretty cool. And it's gone up a lot. All right. Let's do another metro. Maybe Los Angeles. I like to look at these. Maybe Austin, because Austin's like, it's just seems like it's always in the news and off the hook. All right, we'll start with weeks of supply. 23 weeks of supply in Austin. 23 weeks. I'm going to round up and say 24 because it's 5, right? So 23 weeks of supply. Wow. Up 5.8 weeks year over year. Wow. Active listings. What does this look like? Wow. Up 16% year over year in active listings. Median sale price in Austin down 2% year over year. And it's definitely under last year. It's up and down like crazy too. No consistency at all. Let's do pending sales. Look at that. Down 6.8%. Pending sales. So they're selling less properties, inventory's higher, prices are lower. Weeks of supply is huge. I mean, that weeks of supply, folks, that's where you got to focus your energy and time if you're looking for a deal. Pending, how long it's taking to sell houses, so days on market, weeks of supply, and pay attention to your specific market, your specific street or area you want to buy in, and definitely your price point. Don't look at houses and don't worry about houses or markets where it's out of your price range or below your price range. Look at your price range and understand how long it's taking to sell houses and track them. And then find out what the trend is. All right, let's do, wow, I can't believe Austin's like that. Let's do Los Angeles. If you can't tell already, I do this a lot by myself too. I just go in here and look around at metros and I find the data interesting. Pending sales up 2.5%. So nationally down 4.9%, right? Or 4.2%. I can't remember which one. And then now we're up 2.5% in Los Angeles pending sales. So a little bit of an uptick. How about new listings? Wow, look at this. Up 13% in new listings. Active listings. Wow, up 15% in active listings. Big difference from last year. Now let's look at months of supply. 13 weeks of supply, pretty tight. Yeah, right? Pretty tight. Not approaching a balanced market of 4 months, but not there yet. And I wonder what the median, can anybody guess what the median sale price is in Los Angeles? 800? 921. Los Angeles in the city. This is the metro. Well, back up. It's the metro area. I think it's based on the MLS. So it's like probably Los Angeles County. Maybe it's just Los Angeles County. I don't know, but it may not just be the city of Los Angeles. That is $921,000 median sale price. I used to live out there in Southern California, and right before the GFC. I think the median then was like in the fives. But yeah, look at this. It started in the year. It was like at 833 and it's gone all the way to 921. It's crazy. All right, let's look at a couple others and we'll wrap up. Let's see. I was going to look at a couple out east. New York. I got a viewer on the channel. I'm spacing on his name. It's like 1-800 something. It's like a phone number type handle, but he's from New York City, or they're from New York City, and they invest in multifamily, small multifamily, it sounds like. And they have some really good ideas on how to get involved in the real estate market as a first-time home buyer. Anyway, they've had some good comments that I appreciate, and they're from New York, so I was thinking of them. $755,000 median sale price in New York City or New York metro area. Again, I'm not 100% sure how big that area is according to Redfin, but it's at least covers the New York City area. Up 7% year over year. That's not slowing down at all. Let's look at months of supply. So they have 21 weeks of supply. It's past 4 months, so it's almost a, what's that? Yeah, I guess it's almost a, it's approaching a more of a buyer's market overall with supply. It's got to be more expensive homes. I'd love to know. Because the conversation or the comments I've seen on my channel say that the market there is still tight and there's still like 100 people. He said there's 100 people at the open house he was at this weekend. 1-800 Klein, I believe his name is. Wow. All right. Active listings. What's the inventory like there? Down 5%. So pending sales must be low, right? That's the only thing I can think of here. Because, yeah, look at pending sales down 4.5%. So there's more inventory. There is inventory hitting the street, and it's sitting, I guess, longer than what it was last year. And so the days on market are probably up too, right? Days to close, median days on market. Wow, 45 days on market. So definitely higher than national, which is 31, even higher than Columbus, which is like at 41. So, all right, we'll do one more here and I'll be done. Let's do one in Florida, maybe. Can you pick? Oh, let's look at the comments real quick here. Jason, because they have a suggestion. Jason, can you pick one of these Cali cities, either Monterey, Santa Barbara, or Santa Monica? If not this live, then maybe next time. No, let's do it now. Hey, Coors Light, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for the idea. Yeah, let's look at, man, those are nice areas of the country. I keep going back to California here, right? But it's not giving me that. Maybe Santa Barbara County. Maybe I could do that. Yeah, there we go. Like one of the most, to me, one of the nicest areas in the country to visit. And just on the coast there is unbelievable. In Santa Barbara, unbelievable. All right, so let's look at median price. Wow, look at that. I mean, you see this number and you think, can that be a misprint? It's not. $1,126,000 is the median sale price. Let's double check what I'm seeing to make sure I'm not just dreaming this. Yeah, $1,126,000. I mean, Los Angeles wasn't even that high. Wow. That's up. It's up 30. I mean, it's up and down like a yo-yo, up 37% year over year. Maybe they're not selling that many houses. Maybe that's why. Let's look at new listings. 69 new listings, 7.8% increase in new listings year over year. Pending sales, are they moving? 70 pending sales, up 25% year over year. Definitely a lot more activity and homes going into contract, at least compared to last year. Coors Light, definitely. Look at that. Big difference. So if there's activity there, people are actually, I think, and San Jose is always up for pending listings. So that's kind of that area, and it's definitely more activity than a lot of other sections of the country. Active listings. 39% increase in active listings. Now, this will be the interesting one, is months of supply. 12 weeks of supply. So it's still not even 3. It's just 3 months of supply, right? 12 divided by 4. Yeah. So 3 months of supply. So it's not quite a balanced market, I guess, but it's still, I would consider, a seller's market. Well, price drops. People dropping their price a lot there. 5.5% of listings have price drops. So it's not the national number, but people still are dropping prices. It just looks like there's a lot of, let me go back to this again and look at, I'm just curious. Active listings up 39% year over year. And I want to go back to new listings. Up 7.8% year over year. But yeah, the homes are selling when they're hitting the market, it looks like. I mean, there are, median prices up. It's not crashing. And there's not a glut of months of supply. So, I hope that's what you needed or what you wanted, but thank you for suggesting that. Yeah, wow is right? Yeah. Yep. Thanks. I appreciate that, Coors Light. All right. Let's I was going to do one other one though. I wanted to do Metro here. I want to do a Florida one. I'm curious about, I wonder if they have this one. No, they don't have this one. All right, let's do Miami. New listings in Miami up 22%. Median sale price $550,000. That's down though. Look at that. It peaked. I don't know if this is a peak or not, but $560,000, and now it's at $550,000. It's kind of up and down. It has somewhat of a yo-yo effect. But it's it definitely hasn't crashed, but it's not like spiking now. Active listings 28% year over year. It's trending downwards. So I'm just wondering, did I already choose this? Let me look at this. When I looked at new listings, 22% increase in new listings. I keep hearing Florida has more and more inventory, and it looks like it does in Miami. Let's do age of inventory. Not age of inventory. Median days on market. My fault. Year over year, up 7%, or up 7 days, I guess. That's right? Up 7 days. 64 days. It takes 60. I mean, look, national 31, Miami 64 days. Like more than double the amount of time it takes to sell a house. Has to be expensive houses. Has to be. Let's look at the median. Let's look at the new listing median price. Maybe that'll tell us. $590,000. Median sale price. Now, median sale price, 550. So I don't know. I know nothing about the real estate market in Miami except what I'm seeing here. Obviously, I'd love to know if someone lives in Miami or knows somebody in Miami, or you live in Florida. Is all of Florida like this? I mean, is it all like huge increases in inventory? And are they expensive homes or are they, affordable homes? I'd like to know. So, all right. Well, that's my Redfin live update. So briefly, what do you do with all this stuff if you're a buyer, seller, or if you're an investor? So we talked about this last week, but as a buyer, and I talked to several clients just over the past few days where we talked about what can they do to get into a house if they're a first-time home buyer, and how can they get into a house if they, they're getting beat up by other people when it comes to competition, because they're all want an affordable house and they want something they can move into. So the first rule is expand your horizon and look at taking a risk of buying something that needs a lot of work and something that you can put some equity into, add equity, and then maybe down the road, you end up keeping this house, which would be phenomenal, right? Or this duplex, maybe you house hack a duplex, and then you take that win and that equity and that wealth, and then you go and buy the house you really want down the line. So maybe it's a 5 or 7 year plan versus I got to have it today. That may be something to consider, because there are houses out there now that need a lot of work, and maybe you can get a deal on those. I mean, if something's been sitting for 60 days on the market, the seller probably isn't happy about that. And so it's better to, at that point, go in with an offer, especially if it's a house that needs a ton of work and maybe it needs foundation work or windows or roofs or whatever. Go in and make an offer that makes sense for you. And then if it doesn't work out, who cares? Just go make another offer. You got to make offers. You got to. So anyway, buyers, I would focus on houses you can add value to. If you're looking for a luxury house, if you happen to be lucky enough, you have cash or whatever finances, you're like, I'm going to buy a $1 million home or a $2 million home. There are deals out there too, and people are listing luxury homes right now. And but there is competition in those if they're priced right and if they're in good condition or great condition, right? So then if you're a seller, know that the market, depending on where you are, obviously, but the market, if there are houses sitting in your price range a long time, make sure you check your emotions and you're realistic about the entry price. That entry price has to be dialed in now. If you're in a market that's not tight, that's more loose, right? So if days on market's like 45 days and you list a house and you overprice it trying to be greedy, don't be surprised if it sits for 35 or 45 days or 60 days, or you have to drop the price later. So entry price, very important. Focus on that. And do some easy things around the house. Make sure it smells good. Make sure that the mechanicals work. And then clean. That doesn't cost anything to clean. Put in lights or make sure the light bulbs work. Be surprised how many people don't. Make sure all the light bulbs work and the house can be lit up and well seen. And declutter inside and out. Anything that's old or, maybe an old bike that's been in the garage just sitting there collecting dust, get rid of that thing so that it looks less cluttered. That always helps. So yeah, that's where I would focus. And as an investor, you just got to write, and I'm stealing this from Mike Zuber. You just got to write disrespectful offers. You got to go after the opportunities you want and, make offers that make sense for you as a investor and your bottom line, not with emotion. So be patient, write offers, wash, rinse, and repeat. That's really what it's about. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this Redfin Live. I hope you got something out of it. Like, subscribe to my channel if you can. And I will see you next week on my Redfin Live update. See ya. Bye.